HMS Albion has returned home to Plymouth after more than 4 months at sea. She's been taking part in Operation Cougar in the Mediterranean in what's likely to be her last deployment before being mothballed next March. She also supported NATO operations off the coast of Libya. Charlotte Cross reports.
Operation Cougar was planned a year ago, with HMS Albion leading the new Responsive Force Task Group. Following the SDSR, it's the part of the Navy held at very high readiness to respond to deteriorating world events. But the situation across the Arab world earlier this year meant the deployment suddenly became more urgent.
As it turned out, we sailed 2 weeks early in order to provide options in the event of a further deterioration in the security situation in North Africa and the Middle East. And as it turned out, we were involved in the commanding the first of the Apache helicopter missions over Libya.
HMS Sutherland was part of the same task force on Cougar, and she returned home earlier in the day. Both ships had been retasked to support NATO operations off the coast of Libya, but the task group eventually split. HMS Albion and Royal Marines from 40 Commando on board headed off to the Arabian Gulf.
We carried on out through the Suez Canal and out to the Middle East to conduct some really important strategic engagements in Saudi Arabia, in the mountains in Oman, and in the UAE, and with a small team going off to do some work in Somaliland as well.
With the advent of the Arab Spring, the ship's company faced a lot of uncertainty. They didn't know when they'd be leaving or how long they'd be away for, and they also knew they could be called upon to support NATO operations off the coast of Libya at any time.
But I think that is the nature of our business nowadays. The world moves at a pretty fast pace, and clearly we need to keep up with it.
A lot of uncertainty with our routine and the ship's programme, but we're all standing by, just listening out for pipes and changing at short notice.
Me personally, it was just the uncertainty of when we was getting home. However, the team cohesion with ourselves working with the Royal Marines was really good.
After 4 months without their loved ones, the families waiting impatiently on the jetty came into view, and the excitement on board began to build. Finally came the moment they'd all been waiting for.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant. I'm just so looking forward to him coming home. It's so emotional as well.
We know they're safe, it's excellent, it's good news. We've been waiting a long time for that.
After a few weeks' leave, HMS Albion will return to a state of high readiness, ready to react to whatever's required of her before she's eventually mothballed next March. Charlotte Cross, Forces News, Plymouth.